Hi guys, it's Nancy Lannis Aguirre here, and I'm going to be doing my speech topic on forgiveness. And I know that's a really tough subject, so I'm just going to kind of touch on a few bases of me personally, what I've dealt with as far as understanding forgiveness, and then also just some other psychological as well as just, again, this is our practice, so I'm just going to do my best that I can learning through this. So, as well as how unforgiveness can affect us in so many ways. So I'm just going to touch on a few points, and hopefully you guys will hear what I have to say with this. So basically, we all make mistakes, right? So when we learn to forgive others, we also seek forgiveness for when we commit the follies that we go through. Also, if we're able to forgive others, we also learn to forgive ourselves in situations of self-guilt. Basically, virtue of forgiveness will help us come out of the feeling of self-blame. If we fail to forgive ourselves in time, we often end up realizing that others had forgiven us a long time ago, but we kept feeling bad about ourselves all this time. So basically, touching on that, we're hard on ourselves naturally. So, it is really important that we do learn to forgive other people, because in turn we will be forgiven too. It talks about that in the Bible too. It just talks about 70 times 7. We're supposed to forgive somebody 70 times 7. I mean, every day. I mean, that's a lot if you think about it. And forgiveness is also something that we psychologically and emotionally and physically can affect us, because if we walk around with all this guilt on us and all this unforgiveness on us, and we just get hard on ourselves and other people, you just become very bitter, and you become very just hard on yourself and other people. And bitter people, misery loves company, so it's just kind of like an effect that happens. So I know it's hard, I understand, because I've recently been through something where I had to learn about forgiveness, and I've been through a couple of things, but just recently for me, being able to forgive someone for the same thing over and over and over, it's really hard when someone says that, I'm sorry, but they keep doing it over and over and over. That's a really hard thing to forgive someone. It's a trust issue as well, but in the long term, if we forgive them and love them, in turn it'll come back around, and it has for me. I just want to encourage that, having that forgiveness towards other people, even if they say things over and over, just continue to love and forgive. Same with ourselves. When we do things ourselves and we are hurting ourselves by not forgiving ourselves for things that we've done. That's something I really struggled with personally for a long time, because I make a lot of mistakes and wrong choices in my past, and for years I've just been beating myself down and not having forgiveness about the things that I did, and because of that I wasn't able to move on and enjoy life. So also just with the forgiveness, there's lots of benefits to having the forgiveness when I talk about it psychologically and medically. These benefits include reducing anger, hurt, depression, and stress, while increasing feelings of optimism, hope, compassion, and physical vitality. I talk about that a lot. Just physically, if you're not stressed out, you're physically going to be feeling better. And once we're physically feeling better about ourselves, we're able to accomplish and do so many other things. Bitterness is just a really bad root of the unforgiveness. Conflict resolution skills and confidence really come out of the forgiveness. You're building those skills, which is great, because you'll use them in life, you'll use them in your jobs, you'll use them with your kids, with your family. It's just amazing what can happen out of learning more about what forgiveness is about. Also, forgiveness can improve our physical health, like I was talking about, with some studies suggested it also reduces hypertension. I myself have dealt with hypertension. I've had to be put on blood pressure medication because I got myself so stressed out because I was so angry because of unforgiveness towards somebody. So it's just incredible how all of this can just result into a big stress pot. You know, we're not enjoying life, we're stressed out, we're not able to help people, we're not able to help ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. So the unforgiveness is a root of so much of this. So we need to learn to have forgiveness for people. We need to learn to have that forgiveness. We need to learn to move on and move forward. I know it's hard to do, I understand that, but you know, if we really can work on that and we can really get to that point where forgiveness helps us feel light and it helps us get rid of hard feelings that occupy our mind and heart and eat away our peace of mind. You know, especially now this year, this time of year, you got all the holidays going on. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on with the holidays. You know, people get stressed out, frustrated. They forget the meaning of Christmas and Thanksgiving and what the holidays are about because the families have a lot of unforgiveness. So, you know, forgiveness is a way of self-fulfillment. People can readily forgive others and are much more responsible and satisfied inside than those who hold the grudges against other people, like I was talking about, being bitter. The feeling of anguish only results in arguments, fights, mistreatments, and war in certain cases. I mean, it's in society too. So those who forgive help create a positive energy, and that is our goal. We talk about human rights, we talk about all these other things that are out here. We need to create that positive energy in our society, and we need to learn to forgive. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.